Hello there, M. Giron. I see you there in the chat on Periscope. Joe's in nice and early. Joe Salmi. Been waiting on this episode for a while now. I'm excited to bring it to you. Can't wait. How are you doing today, by the way? Let me know in the comments. What are you working on today, and where are you watching from in the world? Today I've been having a bit of a tidy up, a spring clean with my folders on my Mac, so an appropriate topic for today. Nice to have you in nice and early. We're starting the show in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. This is going to be a little bit of a different show to the usual shows. You're used to the whizzes and the bangs. Today it's more of a theoretical show. But hopefully we'll have a bit of a chat and figure out the best ways to organise our audio. Hi to Scott, nice to see you there in the chat. Welcome along, nice and early. Louis Riviera. Hey, good to see you there from Classic Rock 109 and Classic Hits 109, the 70s checking in. Termaine, which program? I'm in Chicago, Illinois. We'll be hopping between lots of organizational programs. We'll be using lots of Mac-based software because I'm on a Mac, but lots of it is cross-platform compatible. Adobe Audition, we might look at organization inside Logic as well. Scott's doing absolutely amazing. I'm watching in Big Lake, Texas. Hey there. Good to see you. It's wet and windy here on the Isle of Wight. Welcome to British summertime. Rovigo55, Renato. Hi everyone. Today's tutorial, how to clean the mess in your computer. Yeah, absolutely. Loving the background music, Mike, says James. Thanks, James, from Bizzle Media. Kind of gets me in the mood, you know. 432 hertz. Feels good. Cato's in. Nice to see you, Cato. Called her at the door just now, asking if I've ever considered using a different energy source. I told him I'm quite happy with my food at the moment. Peter's in, the Dutch guy. Peter Dirks. Nice to have you here. Like I say, a bit of a different show for you today. Focusing on the theory of how do we get it all together and store it and keep it and work with it and organise ourselves. Hey Scott, thanks so much for that super chat. Wow, amazing. Scott Davis, there in Texas in the United States of America. Really appreciate your donation to the show. Thanks Termaine as well for the shout out. Joe, an error occurred. Please try again later. That's what I've seen on the video where Mike flips the live stream on. How weird. I've tweaked up all the settings, so everything should be good this end. Isabella's in with a spanner. Hi, Isabella. Isabella and Cato have your spanners today. Looking after you in the chat on YouTube. Lewis, feel like the beginning of a concert. Fog on the stage, spotlights getting set. Oh, yes. Do the warm-up now. Get ready for the warm-up, the star jumps before we go. Thanks, Scott. Really appreciate that. Okie dokie, get ready. Tell your friends. Share it out if you think someone else could do with this info. We're going live in 1 minute.
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. Full frequency sweep. Stand by
for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell.
MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live.
With Mike Russell.
Starting in 30 seconds.
Hello there, I am Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com, and it is my pleasure to be with you on the live stream as always. It's a bit of a wet and windy Wednesday on the Isle of Wight, but I won't let that get to me because I'm in a really warm studio with lovely bright lights shining in my face. It feels like summertime, even though it's not in Great Britain right now. So great to have you watching all around the world, wherever you are. Just a big hello to you, by the way, if you are new to the show. I know a lot of people who do watch and are regulars are telling their friends about this, and we're getting more people joining the community as a result, which is fantastic. So if you're brand new to the stream today, welcome along, welcome. It's great to have you here. This is a show for audio producers, people who love audio. It's for radio hosts, it's for DJs, it's for podcasters, anyone who's creating, mixing or broadcasting creative audio, then this is the place for you to be. Today, we're talking about organising your audio production folders. So let me give you a heads up if you are brand new. And by the way, if you are new, type new into the chat wherever you're watching. We can see the chat wherever you are, whether you're on Mixer or Twitch or Beam. No, Beam is the old Mixer, isn't it? But or YouTube or Facebook. We can see you, and I'd love to see you, particularly the Facebook Live bunch, because, I always love to know where you're watching on Facebook Live. So let me know in the comments, and just type new if you're new. So it's going to be a different show today. We're going to focus quite a lot on the theoretical side of audio production. We're going to look at folders and file structures and organization and how best to do it and all that kind of stuff. And we'll be looking at bits of audio, and we'll also be going into a few doors as well, just looking at how you can use the file organization structure in there and make things work for you. So plenty of stuff to look into, but just a heads up, it is going to be a little bit different. Usually I get right in and I dive in and I'm creating something in an audio editor and showing you how I would do it. Today, I'm not really going to be creating anything amazingly creative. So just with that heads up, thought I'd let you know, and we can get down to business. By the way, thank you so much to Scott Davis. You can see up there has just done a super chat just before we got started for the show. Oh, excuse me. Actually, I could fade my mic off for that. There, I just cleared my throat with the mic down. Lovely. Okay, so file organization. It's really, really easy to lose your files as an audio producer if you're not keeping things safe and sound, or if you don't have some kind of structure. If you don't have any structure at all, you're definitely going to lose files. So I'm going to go through, I'll start off with looking at my file structure, what I've got going on, what I recommend, perhaps look at what I'm not doing, which I could be doing better, and we can discuss. You can say in the comments like your thoughts and how you're organizing your files and your audio files in particular. I find Mac pretty good for searching. I find Spotlight is good, the command space, and then searching for files. I use that feature on Mac alone every day. I'm not sure how you do it on Windows. It's been a long time for me. I think is it Control F or something like that to find on Windows. But with the Mac, I just couldn't live without Spotlight, because every time I'm working on an order here at Music Radio Creative, when a piece of audio comes in, I always use Spotlight and I search by the order number. Let me give you an example. If I go into Screen Share, and on screen share mode, by the way, you will notice that the community is available to you to join. Cato's been posting the link in the chat, I can see already, community.musicradiocreative.com, and we've had a ton of questions in the community about this very topic, so I thought it was time we get into it. Over here, you'll see, let me bring this down into view and zoom in. This is just my Finder here on the Mac, and as you can see right now, I'm in a certain subfolder in my Google Drive. Now, we'll get onto cloud storage in a minute, because I know that everybody's wondering what is the best kind of cloud storage, so we'll look at that in a minute. But first of all, here at Music Radio Creative, we work with literally hundreds of people, so we need to have them all categorized with their own Google Drive folder. So we've got their first name and then MRC. And the reason we put MRC at the end here for the voice talent, the singing talent, bits like that, not the producers, because we have a different area for producers to work in, which I'll show you in a minute. We add MRC at the end because when the voice talent syncs that folder, it's named the same thing their end. So usually they want something to identify who they're voicing for. Otherwise they'd have hundreds of folders all named the same thing. So you can see here at the moment I'm in Duke's folder, and you can see in the main he is naming orders by order number. So I can see that, yeah, that's brilliant. All of those orders are there ready to produce. And if I want to, like I just mentioned, I can get my spotlight up. I might need to just zoom out to show you the spotlight again. So let's go to full screen share mode. Spotlight is brilliant. So if I'm working on order 222879, I can see here immediately at a glance what is there to do with that order number. So I can't stress enough, particularly if you're working on tons of orders or like tons of different ideas, try and get a numbering structure, particularly if you're a business where it's your job. Like for instance, if you're a voiceover artist and you want to, get things in a good order, start creating some kind of workflow or spreadsheet or database where you can record every order you do. Maybe it's a CMS, maybe it's your website or something, and then give everything a number so that you can say, okay, that's order number. And if a client comes back to you and says, okay, I'm not happy with that thing you did 3 months ago, and you're like, 3 months ago? I don't know where it is on my hard drive. Or a common thing we get at Music Radio Creative is, hello there, it's been 18 months, but I've just wiped my hard disk. I just wondered if you happen to have the audio. So most of the times we do. But we do have a system for backing up as well, which again, I'm going to get into in this stream. But as you can see, this is the order here. So I can see that will be Duke's wave audio there that I could drag. I can literally drag that straight from here into Adobe Audition if I want. I can also see a zip file. So that means I know the order has been completed because the final files would have been zipped up and sent to the client. That's how we do it. So there's a zip file there. So let me give you an example. I'm working on order 222879. Boom, drag, Adobe Audition, and there is Duke's session. Okay, so that's basically how we work with everyone. Everyone gets an order number. Everyone gets sent. We work with Google Sheets, and we fill out Google Sheets with the order numbers and with the liners to voice or whatever it is, and then we get those back. And we always ask for WAV file audio and name your WAV file the order number. So then it's really easy to search, and we really encourage all of our talent to do exactly that, and they pretty much do, which is good. When you get into Audition, let me show you actually there's a session of Duke that I compressed earlier on. So this is some of the stuff from the MRC intro.
Testing the left speaker.
So there you go, unprocessed raw audio from Duke.
Left. Now.
And all of that good stuff. So we've got lots of great stuff. By the way, I've seen a couple of comments recently about the introduction to this live show and how you're quite liking it. So I was considering perhaps next week launching as a product just for a week, just for a short amount of time for anyone interested, the ability to take the intro that I have to this show and customize it for you, for your show. I'm only going to make it available for a week because I don't want everyone using it. But if that's something that interests you, let me know in the chat that you'd like it, and I'll consider maybe launching it as a product maybe next week on the show if you're interested. So here is all the audio from that intro, raw from Duke's mouth. And here's a really cool hack. So I've got all the audio here inside Audition. And he says lots of different lines, and maybe I want to save all of that into different files or multiple files, or I want to send it to the client. What's an easy way to do that? Now, I could go through. One thing I do regularly, if I'm saving a certain section ready to send, I'll zoom in and I'll select just the audio. So say I'm sending that as a dry file to the client, and I will use, and I know David Silk in the chat will be proud of me, instead of going to File and Save Selection As, I would actually use Command, Option, and S, or if you're on a PC, that would be Control, Alt, and S, and that is the Save Selection As thing. And what that will do, it will save only what you've got selected in your waveform view, which is brilliant. So then I'll call that, testing left. Now, the coolest thing about this in particular, let me just zoom in on the Save Selection As. You can see that now. I usually save as WAV PCM because it's the best quality and the best supported. Obviously, AIF is good for Apple as well, but just WAV files tend to be the big format here. A lot of people ask me, Mike, why does Adobe Audition always default to saving as WAV? Why can't I change it so I can have a default of MP3? Well, Save Selection As will be the dialog box you will want, and for the simple reason that if I click this down and say, okay, now I'm going to start saving as MP3. I want it to be, well, obviously 320 kilobits per second constant bit rate is the best you can get out of MP3. But say I'm a podcaster and I want to save all my audio at 128 like that. Go OK. I usually switch off markers and metadata. Don't need to save all of that in. And click OK. Now the next time I go and save selection as, so I'm just going to zoom out for you and show you on this little bit. If I was to do Command Option or Control Alt and S, then it now is giving me the option to save as MP3, and it always will do in the future. So that's a really cool thing. And also the location, that's sticky as well. So if I said download / MRC live -live, then the next time I go, it'll create the folder first of all, and the next time I save the next selection, it'll give me the folder and the MP3 format I have selected. Whereas Command S or Control S will always default to WAV for some reason at the moment. So that's what we've got. But say I want to go through and save all of this out really quickly into a folder, and I don't want to go through and save selection as for all of these files. There must be 20, 25, 30 sections to cut in there. So there's a cool window that you can access in the window menu, and then diagnostics here, and the effect is called Mark Audio. Now what you can do is you can scan and it will find certain points where it reckons the voice starts and stops speaking, and then you can click Mark All. Now you'll see here, maybe it won't look so good. I mean, to be honest, that's really not bad at all, is it? It has marked all the bits of speaking. It's assigned a different marker. Sometimes if you find that this option is inaccurate and it's not doing it properly, a good button to push over here is Find Levels, like that, and then it's just going to adjust the levels to what it reckons are the optimum for the particular piece of audio that you're working on. So now I've got all those markers in there. I can go to Window and Markers here. Whoa, look at all those markers. So yes, there were 32 bits of audio to save, and I can just go through and I can name all these markers, you know, testing left, and then marker 2 could be, you know, left, like that, and so on and so on. Go through. Obviously I won't do it all because it'll take me a little while longer, but then you've got this cool button here, Export Audio of selected range markers to separate files. Okay, click that. Use marker names in file names, exactly what I want. You can prefix it or postfix it as well, but I won't do any of that, and I'll put it into MRC Live folder, saving as WAV, why not, export, and wow, that was really quick. Let's go back to our Finder here, open the Downloads folder here, and we'll go to MRC Live. Now, why has it not done it? I've not done something clearly there that should be happening. So why is it not working? MRC Live. Let's just do MRC Live New, Export, Create, and let's see what's going on here. MRC Live New. Oh, maybe it's because I've only got left selected. Maybe I need to select all here. So yes, make sure you select all. And then let's go there, MRC Live, let's call this MRC Live New 2, export, yes, create it, yes, that's, I can see that working a little bit more. Back to the Finder, MRC Live New 2, there we go, left, testing left, and all my other marker audio now ready to drag in. This is brilliant if you want little bits to go in. So we'll get deeper into file organization, a few tools you can use coming up next, but that's basically how I would start and do my workflow in Adobe Audition. I think, though, it is time to take a little look at your comments. I always like to look at your comments on the show, on the live stream, so it's great to be with you on this Wednesday. We're talking about how to set up audio production folders for optimum storage and memory, and also some services you can use. So let's see who we've got in the chat. We got Jay, who's waiting there and eager and loving it very much. So thanks, Jay. Also, Joseph on Facebook Live, love the page, and a new viewer as well. Joseph, you are very, very welcome to this show. It's great to have you here. So what else have we got here? Let's see. We've got Joe really wants the spanner. Do you want to be a spanner, Joe? You're very welcome to be a spanner if you'd like. You'd like to a spanner, not a spammer, yeah? Just let's make absolutely sure that I read that correctly. We don't want spam. But yes, a spanner. So what the spanner is, if you are a spanner in the chat, and generally, you can see that Cato is a spanner, so he gets highlighted here. And also you see him with a spanner on YouTube chat. Isabella is a spanner as well. And moderators, what they can do is they can kick out and ban any comments that are not so good in the chat. They can also post links, so that's a huge responsibility, guys. And also you get the moderator shield over on our community. Let me show you that. And Joe, you have been contributing amazing things to the community, so I think definitely a spanner and a shield in order for you. So as you can see, Cato's got a shield next to his name, meaning he's a mod, although he won't like me calling him a mod. He's a moderator, or a rocker if you prefer. So yeah, and it's just basically moderation. That's simply what it is. So yeah, Joe, remind me, send me a message via the community so I remember at the end of the show. Scott is there, Bizzle Media, so happy I happen to be passing you as I started going live. Audio production folder organization has always been a sensitive area, can't wait. Joe sings the intro to Music Radio Creative Live all day. Scott needs his phaser today, that's very good. And what else have we got here? Liam, good to be in again. English for Technical Aviation's in as well. We got Termaine, very cool indeed, saying Pez2054, you, thanks for that comment. Transcendent Drummer, I think that is a new viewer to the show, so it's lovely to have you here. Really nice of Cato to be posting links out to the community. David is new as well, David McIntyre, nice to have you here. Hi to David, hey, glad you got the round of applause, by the way, that I made yesterday. Paul Orr, thank you, I need organisation. Cosmin, hey Mike, did you ever try Fruity Loops? I get asked that quite a bit, but no, I'm not a Windows person really, no, very much. Who else have we got here? Simeon RDF, hello and greetings, regards from Berlin, Germany. It's nice to have you in. What else have we got? Video is even worse. No matter how many times I organize it, it's disaster. Well, I do like the Adobe Media Encoder, and I'm a big fan of, I think Cato's mentioned this before, Adobe Bridge, although I've not used it very much. I think Adobe Bridge, in fact, I can load that up on my computer here, so we can have a little look at it when I go back to screen share and see how Adobe Bridge may be handy. Who else have we got in here? Sorry if I missed some comments. I'm scanning through as many as I can. Falami, definitely interested in the customization of the intro. Okay, cool. So we might be doing that as a product for next week. Watch this space. Paul Orr, yes, interested in the custom intro. That's nice. Excellent stuff. What else is in here worth mentioning? We've got Louis Riviera, weird, doesn't do that for me. Sorry, I'm reading a comment in context now. Shouldn't really do that, should I? ePrimify's in, nice to see you, ePrimify. Good afternoon and good morning to you, Anthony Hall. Lawrence Bonimer, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you in. Watching from Orlando, Florida right now. Ooh, that's a nice place to be. I'm sure it's warmer than this part of the world right now. Tarek's in, and Christopher as well. Nice to see you there. Why is Isabella writing t-shirt? What's that all about? Apparently t-shirt. What's wrong with my t-shirt today? Is it okay? It's not. I'm not bleeding on the green screen because it's blue, or is it? Should I? I've definitely got a shirt on today, so yeah. I'm not sure what that's all about. Oh, I have a cool t-shirt. Oh, I see. Okay, now I'm just... Sorry, I'm reading through the comments in context. Oh. Is this cool? You tell me if that's cool. Now that you can see a little bit of bleed there on the green screen. Sorry about that. I don't know if that's cool or not. The Simpsons. Is that cool? But thank you, Isabella, for bringing that up. Dayo's in. Bridge is a little bit finicky, says Scott. Interesting. Juan's in. Nice to see you there. Right, let's get back to it and have a quick look at Bridge. Yeah, I mean, Bridge looks okay, but like I say, I've not used Adobe Bridge. This is Adobe Bridge, and yeah, you can see everything here that you would usually do in your Finder. You can add like keywords, I guess, and date created and stuff. So it's a bit of an organizer, but it's not really an organizer for audio specifically. And I did happen to notice that I think it was Cado mentioned a resource that Ule has mentioned in the community forum at community.musicradiocreative.com. It's a tool called Audio Finder, and just before we went on, I downloaded that. I've got the demo version, but it kicked me out just before I went on. It doesn't give you very long to try it out. Audio Finder, let's see if it loads. Yeah, okay, yeah, demo. Check for updates. No, it's all right. I don't need updates at the moment. So if I go into, let's find something in my Google Drive here, talent folders. Oh no, actually, how do I back up? Let's go back. Let's go to producers, library. So this will be interesting for you, my producers library. So yeah, from what I understand, Audio Finder is pretty good. They have a nice landing page here, and you can purchase it for the royal sum of around $70. That's USD, and they even have a support and a forum there. Crikey. So very passionate, the users of this. Let's have a look at how this Audio Finder works and why it's good. If I see Cado and Uli mentioning it, it must be something worth paying attention to. Like I say, I haven't used this myself, but what I can see straight away is I could go into something like music beds here. This is my structure, by the way, for the library. We essentially have celebrity DJ drops, which are basically celebrities saying, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so," you know.
Hey, what's up? Yo, it's the kid 50 Cent.
Yeah, it's 50 Cent. I like the fact you get a waveform here with a max dB. That's pretty cool. And, oh, yes. Anyone watching in the UK right now?
Hello, Alan Sugar here.
Very nice. Another UK one. Our favourite Saturday night people.
This is Declan. And this is Ant.
But we'll go for someone a little more international.
Hello, this is Bill Murray.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
So this is pretty cool. I like the way that Audio Finder, I would consider, if it's a one-time purchase of $70, I would definitely consider that. I don't know, does that mean you can use it on a couple of computers or only one? I'm guessing it's restricted to one. But yeah, thanks to Cado, who's posted the link there in the chat if you want to go and check it out. So this is pretty good because when I skip through here and I find anyone...
Hi, this is Cher.
I can literally click the file and it starts playing immediately. Now, like I say, it's really the first time I've played with this, so I don't know all the advanced features. I'm sure there are some really epic things here that I could be showing you. But for instance, I really like doing this to share. One thing I did realize is it's got a kind of keyboard that can do this to the audio.
Hi, this is Cher.
So,
Hi, this is Cher. Hi, this is Cher.
And I can go down an octave.
Hi, this is Cher.
Yeah, Cher sounds a lot better like that. Christina Aguilera?
Hi, I'm Christina Aguilera.
Okay, so yeah, obviously I can skip through. Now I can see how this could be handy because this would be best if I went back into library. So as you can see, celebrity DJ drops there, custom jingle music, which are like our custom proprietary MRC jingles. So we have them in a different folder. Imaging effects, that's pretty self-explanatory. All the stuff we use to make jingles. I'll probably dive into that folder in a bit more detail in a bit. Music beds and sound effects. Difference between imaging effect, SFX, and sound effects is that imaging effects are, well, I can show you. Imaging effects sound a little bit like this. Okay, that's what we call imaging effects. And then when I go back to library and sound effects are the more natural sound effects that we have. Libraries. Disappointment. So there you go, different sound effects. We've got all kinds of stuff in here. Fireworks for New Year's Eve. There they go. On the beach. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, it's pretty nifty and zippy. And I'm just wondering now whether, if I go back to my screen share, say I found an audio file in here I really liked. Oh, there goes a firework. If I go back to screen share here and go to Adobe Audition, if I go to this app and try and drag that to Audition, oh, nice. Yeah, straight in. And I like the way when you drag, you're getting a little wave audio there. That's cool. I like that a lot. What else can I do? Sample tool. Gosh, I bet there's a ton of cool stuff in here. Pitch analyzer. My goodness. So, yeah, just playing with that to find out what's possible. Wow. Okay. Oh. Crikey. So it's giving me a pitch analysis, I guess, of this audio. That'd probably be better for music. So let's have a look at music beds here. Let's go to, should we go for EDM? Yeah. Actually, no. Let's go for, I thought I had trance. Where's my trance folder? Oh, it must be hidden away somewhere. Let's go for Deep House. How about Deep House? Okay. So this would be interesting to use on something like this. So that's a bit of Deep House there, rolling away. And if I go to the pitch analyzer, that's interesting. So is it telling me it's in the key of D sharp? Is that what it's telling me? I think it might be, which if it can tell you the key of a track, that's pretty awesome. Oh wow, it can make groovy sound effects. I don't know how to get out of it though. It's kind of stuck for some reason. Surely it shouldn't do that. Tap over here allows me to tap out BPM. It's a shame it's, maybe it does have an automatic BPM detector. That would be cool if it did. Let's try tapping. Oh, hang on. It's crashed on me. Let's exit out of Audio Finder, force quit, and reopen it, and just have a play with it. Demo, and back in. There must be a way to set your default so that it always goes back to where you want it to be. Producers, library, music beds, and we're looking at Deep House here. Oh, I see, okay. Oh, spacebar, that's easier. Okay, so I think I got a BPM of 112 there. Let's try it again. Oh, hang on. Okay, so yeah, tapping away gives me a beats per minute. It's a shame. It would be really nifty if that had a native recognizer for BPM. That would be really nice. But anyway, maybe it does. Oh, guess key. Let's try that then. Guess the key for me. Yeah, D sharp. Look at that. So it's obviously using its pitch analyzer on there. So a lot of really cool stuff, particularly if you're working in Audition, that doesn't have all that kind of stuff that allows you to check out the key of a track. That is that alone, I think, is quite nice. It gives you a bit of an analysis on the audio file, so I can see it's a 24-bit file, stereo wave. That's good for when we get stuff from various talent. We can see if they're recording in the best quality. Often we have to go back and forth sometimes and troubleshoot with some of our talent occasionally. And yes, having some information like this is brilliant. And I can see here there's metadata as well, which is amazing. So really good. You can even see the originator. Wow, this is amazing. So it's definitely worth taking a look into Audio Finder for the nice sum of $70, just under $70. You can get that. Coming up in a minute, I would like to talk to you about cloud storage and how we're storing everything in the cloud, what I recommend, some of the cool tools. And remember, if you want to continue this conversation after the show today, you can do so over at community.musicradiocreative.com. Link I'm just popping up there will take you to the latest discussions here, and you can see what is being discussed. At the moment, a lot of people hopping into my home recording studio equipment list, which is actually, it's a compilation here, a mix of all the equipment I'm using here in my studio on the Isle of Wight to bring you these live streams and also to produce audio. So I thought that you would like to see that potentially. There's other discussions in there, lots of categories as well. We got Caddo discussing with others a creation of an MRC jingle for this show. That's not made by Music Radio Creative Talent, that's made by you guys in the community, which is amazing. Another hot topic at the moment, broadcasting your video over all social media platforms. Actually, I'll just throw that in because this is what I'm using. Got it on monitor on my screen above. I'm using this. You can access it at mrc.fm/restream. That's mrc.fm/restream. And if you want to broadcast across all of these different platforms, I really have found this. Once I figured out how it all worked, I found it amazing. So I don't use it for everything. I send out unique streams to YouTube and to Facebook and to Periscope because I like to have a little more control on those platforms because they're my most popular platforms. But otherwise, for syndicating out to Mixer, I've got Twitch hooked in there as well. Smashcast, VK, the Russian social network, Ustream. Does it all at the same time. Not quite sure why some of these are not connecting. I have set them up correctly, and this one is kind of spinning around. But most of the streams work, and I mean, it's free as well. Did I say it's free to sign up? mrc.fm/restream. Head over there if you've considered multi-streaming yourself, and you want to get a bigger audience than just being on like one place like YouTube or just Facebook Live. Something like this, mrc.fm/restream is going to allow you to do that. And I discovered a good platform as well on there called Chew. And Chew, I think it's chew.dj, is actually a streaming platform for DJs. So if you're a DJ, you may well want to check that out. Okay, before we move on to cloud storage, let's take a look at the comments that you've got here coming in. So what have we got here? ePrimify reckons I should give away my Bart Simpson t-shirt. Should I? Shall I take it off now and give it to you? Maybe. It's a good t-shirt. Maybe. Why not? Thanks for the kind comments in the chat, by the way, about the t-shirt. Hi to Mark, who's watching on Facebook Live. Always good to have you there. And do let me know where you're watching from, by the way, when you tune in. Cowabunga Man, says Barbara. Pixel Lingo Multimedia. I'm not cool, but if I were, I'd say it's a cool shirt. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cato. He's posted a link to Amazon. Let me just show you actually on the screen. It might be worth to have a little look at this. Let's go to that link. Where are we here? Let's open that link up and pull it down. So yes, I think this is only available on the US store, but you can get an MRC t-shirt if you're in the USA. And Cato has kindly posted a link in the chat. I should probably make a short link for that actually. So it's worth doing that. But I think it's only available to you in the US. You might be able to get international shipping on it, and it will. Some of that money will help to support the show, by the way. So it's a good way to support the show by grabbing a T-shirt. And if you'd like different T-shirts with different designs, let me know about that because that's something we can do. So I'm just making a short link to it now. If you're listening on the replay or on the podcast, you might just want to go to mrc.fm/t-shirt, mrc.fm/t-shirt, and that will take you straight to the Amazon page where you can grab it for yourself. ePrimify watching Mike's live streams is a cool way to start my day before I work out, although I'll be sad when he stops live streaming. I don't know, I might go on for a little bit longer. We've had a little bit of a rejig, so I can give you a heads up. Because I know I said way back, just over a month ago when I started these live streams, that we're going away in August. Well, that's no longer happening, so sad for me, but actually really good for you, because this live stream will continue throughout August. But I can tell you first, because I just had it arranged yesterday, I'm having 2 wisdom teeth taken out in September. I think it's around mid-September, so you can feel positive vibes for me when I go in to have those taken out. I'll need them. And yes, I think I'll then be off the stream because I'll be away as well shortly before that. So I'll be away for about a week and a half in September, but you've got me through August. Sorry about that. Hi to our Russian friend watching in the YouTube chat. Where are the likes? Yes, do throw a like on this video wherever you're watching it. That would be nice. What does Audio Finder do that's different from going through the Finder? Well, I think Audio Finder is good. Let's just go back actually and have a zoomed look at Audio Finder. Can we zoom that in nice and close? So I think the good thing about Audio Finder is that you've got some music and wave recognition here. You've got a key detection. You've got the possibility to find BPM here, add in bars and beats. You can loop stuff over. I mean, like I say, I haven't really explored this in full, but I think there's some pretty nifty audio features. Gives you all the metadata as well at a glance, which is pretty cool. It's all stuff you can really do in Audition and in Logic, but that's why I think Audio Finder just has a little bit of a cool thing going on there. Right, so let's have a look. Scott, thanks for the reminder. It collates everything according to your personal settings. Nice, says Cato. What else have we got here? Some comments on the audio I was playing. Sorry if I can't get to everything. But yes, I am going to need ibuprofen. You're absolutely right, Pixel Lingual Multimedia. I've never had a wisdom teeth out. I've still got all 4 of them, and I'm having 2 taken out at the same time. My dentist did initially suggest that I should have 3, and if he could, he'd take all 4 out. So, crikey. Hold on to my jaw, I think. Yeah, I'll look forward to that. Lots of ice cream. That's a good tip. Show the teeth pulling on the live stream. Yeah, that would be fun for you. Not for me, though. I'm hitting the beach on Saturday for a week and plan on listening on Monday on the beach in New Jersey. Nice. Rafco Nater is in as well. It's really, really good to see you there. Right, let's hop back in and take a look at screen share again so we can have a look at some cloud storage solutions. And we have got, we've got the big daddy options. First being Dropbox, and I'm showing the UK pricing here. Oh yes, my demo has now run out on, or is running out on Audio Finder. So yeah, have a look here. I'll just show you the pricing options here for Dropbox alone. So you can see here, standard business, which business plan is what I'd recommend if you're doing audio for the business. £10 standard or £15 advanced. And you do get 2 terabytes of storage space, which is pretty generous. But for audio and particularly video, you can run out pretty fast. So you'd probably need to look at the £15 plan. And I have to say, actually, we were with Dropbox for a very long time, pretty much since the start, actually, since it came out and all the way through with Music Radio Creative, we've been using Dropbox. But also, alongside Dropbox, we also use what used to be known as Google Apps for Business. Now it's known as G Suite. So we already use all those services for like email and calendar and stuff like that. And then Google came along and did this killer thing, and they said, right, okay, we want you all to upgrade, and if you do, for this price, I think it's something like $7.99 a month, dollars or pounds, something like that, so much less than Dropbox are charging. We will give you unlimited storage on Google Drive, and you can put whatever you like in there. You can back up your Google Photos at full resolution, which I think is amazing. And really, for me, it was a no-brainer because, well, for £8 a month compared to 15 or even 10, not only were we getting all of our G Suite apps, but we were also then getting unlimited storage. So it was like literally a no-brainer, cut your costs business decision overnight. The only thing here to get the unlimited storage that Google mention is that you need to have 5 or more users. If you have 4 or fewer users, they just give you a terabyte per user, I think. Or that might be a terabyte combined. So yeah, a terabyte I would say is not enough. I think we're way over using a terabyte now here at Music Radio Creative. So yeah, I mean, if you've got the amount of people to use your G Suite, and you can pay for that, I highly recommend it. I think it's a brilliant deal. So Google Drive G Suite is who we're with. But one of the problems I had with Google Drive was the app, the native app, the Drive app that you download. I found it super buggy. Like, I really did not like the Google Drive app, and I don't think many other people in our business got on well with the native Google Drive app. You know, the one that, well, looks like a spinning triangle. Yeah, I don't know. It just kept having problems with syncing. It said there were duplicate files and then it was duplicating everywhere. Sometimes it just wouldn't sync certain files, so the files wouldn't come down. So we're kind of going, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We've just found this great way to save money and now it's not working properly. So I'm pleased to say, and I've been waiting for 40 minutes to do this in the live stream, we found a great piece of software called InSync. No, not that InSync. Sorry, you have to pleasure me there for a second. I was waiting to drop that one in. InSync, that's right. The most powerful Google Drive client ever built is what they claim. And I can say, actually, we've been with them now since about the start of the year. And this is, it's a Google Drive client for Mac, but not only Mac, it also works for Windows and Linux as well. It's got a 15-day free trial if you want to try it out. InSyncHQ.com is where you need to go. And it extends Drive's functionality, but it's got some really cool features in here. You can deal with multiple accounts, which you can't do in Google Drive natively. So if you've got a personal Google Drive and a business one, you can switch. Really killer feature that I'm using to back up. All of your Google Docs, I don't know if you know this, but all of your Google Docs are only in the cloud. So you never back up your Google Docs to your Drive. And we run the business through Google Sheets and Google Docs. And if for whatever reason we lost those sheets in the cloud, they'd be gone, but not with InSync. Sorry, not with InSync. Because they will convert Google Docs to Office Docs, which is fantastic. So you can actually keep a local copy, and it does it all seamlessly, and it converts back when you go back to the cloud. So that's pretty cool. Lots of other geeky stuff there if you're on a Linux or a Raspberry Pi. I mean, you could even, what I thought about is you could even have a Raspberry Pi or a Linux server somewhere plugged into like a big hard drive, like a 5 terabyte hard drive, and you could have like your own little cloud storage Raspberry Pi that was in syncing between your Google Drive all the time, so that you could say, okay, well, I've got a copy on my computer, I've got a copy on this Raspberry Pi, sort of, what would you call it? You call it a NAS, wouldn't you? NAS, network attached storage, and I've got it synced in the cloud. So this is a good way to have your belt and braces data backup plan in place. And yeah, a ton of other awesome stuff. They've got a great support forum. So yeah, big shout out going to InSync. We miss you, InSync. I don't know if they thought about the 90s boy band when they named that product, but I thought it was rather good. So there we go. So yeah, cloud storage, pretty good stuff. I'm going to wrap up this section in about 3 minutes and get back to your comments. Do post where you are watching from, by the way, in the comments, particularly on Facebook Live. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. So obviously, yeah, Google Drive versus Dropbox. We can have that debate, but there's also OneBox as well and a ton of other stuff out there. But I don't know, G Drive and the Dropboxer, they are the biggest out there, aren't they? And really, they've got the best technology. I found anything outside of sort of Google Drive and Dropbox, and you were losing features that I felt we really needed in the business. Like, for instance, I know both Dropbox and Google Drive do have revisions on. For instance, this is maybe not too crucial. Or maybe it is. If you're working on a multi-track session, if you overwrite that session, it will keep all the revisions of that session, so you can go back into your Google Drive and restore an old revision. The way I use that is when we back up our websites, we back them all up to Google Drive, because it's free, and we get nice revisions. So every day at like 3:30 in the morning, a backup runs to Google Drive, and I don't need to keep duplicating new files all the time. What I do is I overwrite a file. So I create something like musicradiocreative.com.tar.gz, which is a zipped version of the site, and then I just overwrite that file every day. And then if, for instance, I say, oh no, something went wrong a week ago, I can go back to Google Drive and I can restore the 7 days old version of the Music Radio Creative website, deploy it back to the server, and boom, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works. So just to wrap up this section on cloud storage, we do use this as well. Amazon S3, which is, it sounds awfully imposing when they say object storage built to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere. It's like, oh, This is not for me, the end consumer. Yes, you do need to be a little bit geeky to work with Amazon S3. It's not as easy as Dropbox and Drive, but what it will do for you is it just kind of plumbs in and out. It has really super sweet kind of API stuff going on, or whatever you call it, JSON. You can get the JSON and you can figure out what's in there. So Amazon S3 we use, that is linked in really tightly to our website. So when we send the final order out, you know what I was talking to you about at the start of this show, having different order numbers. Well, then we can zip them up and send them to Amazon S3, and then a link gets generated inside our CMS panel, and then an Amazon S3 link is dished out to the client where they can download it. And technically, unless something goes wrong, their audio should be available on S3 forever. And the best thing about S3 is the storage is pretty much the cheapest on the internet. So you're not really going to beat Amazon S3 in terms of storage space. So if you have a website, particularly the Music Radio Creative community, which is over here, community.musicradiocreative.com, all your media uploads, like your images and MP3 files, get stored on S3 because it's much, much cheaper to store an image and a media file on S3 than it is to run up space on something like Linode, which I use for hosting websites, and then having to pay for more space on Linode. And they also have a service called Amazon Glacier, which I've not played with too much. But from what I understand, we could say, okay, all orders we've uploaded to Amazon S3 that are more than a year old, put them into Amazon Glacier. And that's even cheaper storage of like old files, basically files you don't think you're going to need very quickly. And what Glacier does, it pretty much does what the name says. It freezes those files for you. So if you want them, you can get them, but I think you have to make a request. So you have to say, right, I want order number 112103, and then Amazon will say, well, okay, I can get you that order, but it's going to take 4 hours, okay? Come back in 4 hours and you can download the file. So that's how they kind of deal with that. Maybe it literally does go into a freezer, the file, and then they have to send a little man to go and pull the file out the freezer and upload it to the server. I don't know, but it's that's another good thing you can do if you want to save a bit of cash, and I think you can write automations that work pretty nicely with S3 to do that. So there you go. That is a look at how we do cloud storage at Music Radio Creative. We'll get into the final session. Audio Finder is moaning at me because I haven't purchased it. Bye. I think it's gone now for good. Thank you. Right. Okay. So let's go back now as we're 47 minutes into the show. This show has gone by really fast. And like I say again, if you're brand new to the show, do come back for another episode. This one has been a heck of a lot of a monologue and not much actually audio creation, apart from this little audio creation. InSync, the most powerful Google Drive client ever built. Most episodes we actually go into the digital audio workstations and we're creating audio. So just a heads up, because I do see that a few of you are new here in the chat. Right, what have we got here? Crikey, it's so hard to keep up with all of these comments. I do apologize if I miss your comment. I'm going to need at some point a producer or some piece of software that can flag comments that are worth mentioning every 15 minutes. If anybody knows of a piece of software that can kind of collect comments, or somebody can, a third person can use, a third party can use to notify me of comments, that would be really handy to plumb in. Right, what have we got here? Great tips on storage. Never looked into G Suite before. Thanks. Yeah, that's right, Scott. Yeah, the native Google Drive app is a huge resource user. We noticed that, particularly with some people we work with who don't have very powerful PCs. They were like, my task manager says my CPU is all used up by Google Drive. So that's why I recommend InSync instead of Google Drive. I'm not doing that, by the way. Anytime I say InSync, it just plays. Please don't copyright ban me, YouTube. Thanks. So yes, a lot of laugh in the chat about InSync. Right. I should make a backup. Street Boys. Oh, I haven't got a Backstreet Boys sample to hand. Sorry about that. But yes, backups are so important. If you're working with clients, you must do it. And if you actually go and hook in sync with a Linux server or a Raspberry Pi, then you can have your own little backup, which I think is really cool as well. Bizzle Media is watching from Wrexham, which is nice here in the UK. Greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. Texas, people say howdy. That's nice. What's your microphone? You can find that all at community.musicradiocreative.com. There's a nice post, and it tells you all the equipment I've got in the studio, so everything will be there. But this is a rather nice microphone. What else have we got here in the chat? I still find it immensely challenging to keep track of large quantities of audio files copied over from a field recorder after a long day of recording. The importing different takes into a session. There you go. Interesting. Well, let's hop back in for the last 10 or so minutes, and I wanted to show you in Adobe Audition. You're probably familiar here with the files window here. These are all your active files right now in Audition, and we can switch between them. Most of you who use Audition will already know about this, but the media browser is pretty cool. I mean, yeah. Audio Finder is a level up, definitely, from the native Audition media finder, media browser. But you can do cool stuff here. I always enable this button, by the way, autoplay. And then when I have that on, when I'm clicking files, it's starting to play the audio back. And I can stop it here. Or if it's a sound effect, let's go into, where are we here? Library, imaging sound effects. And let's go in and find some imaging sound effects. So here, if I, there is one nice zippy sound effect. If I switch on loop playback, I can get a loop, so I can keep hearing a loop like that. So yeah, basic media browser here, which I always have set up here in one of our folders that we use, and you can switch back and forth your recent folders here in Adobe Audition. So I always like to have our imaging libraries categorized, and further still, and I've still yet to do this, so this is a place I can improve. I would like to categorize our sound effects better, or imaging effects, so we have like, that's beepy, that's static, that's a riser, that's a pad. So I think you should have different folders for that. It'd be nice also to have them categorized by BPM. And another thing, we pretty much already do this with music beds. We do have like the genre there, so I can go in and say, right, I am working on progressive house, and then I can go in and find all the progressive house tracks that we have access to. So that works out pretty well. But I thought I might finish up over in Logic and show you some file organization over here. And this is a cool little trick that I learnt the other day. In fact, let me find, see if I can find on YouTube, because I'd really like to shout him out because he's pretty good. Apple Loops Logic Pro. Which one is it here? Yeah, it's the Music Tech Help guy. So I've been watching him on YouTube quite a lot recently. Let me post a link to his YouTube channel. He does tutorials on Logic Pro, and he's really cool. And I watched one of his videos the other day. And obviously you've got the Apple loops over here, which are really cool. Open and close there, or just hit the O key to open and close. And you can go through and you can find loops for your audio project. So we've gone through this on other streams before. And the best thing is they'll play to the beat of whatever you're playing. So you should be able to sync that up. If I start this and I start a loop, it should sync, hopefully, to the singing. Let's try.
Brain smashing, mind blowing, non-stop remixes. MRC.FM.
So that's good. But the Music Tech Help guy taught me that you can actually make an Apple loop yourself. Now, this is great if you're working in Logic. Let me just drag that over, by the way, so the comments don't conflict there with your wonderful chat that's going on out there. So you can create your own Apple loops. And I thought, well, this is fantastic, especially as I'm currently working on putting together some jingles for the new MRC.FM YouTube online 24/7 radio station. That's my secret side project at the moment. And I do want to use the song MRC a lot, but I don't want to have to open up a big session like this all the time with like 14 or 15 different audio files. I really want a nice bounced down version of this MRC logo that I can use as an Apple loop that is synced to a tempo. So a really cool way of organizing stuff that you've got is, and let's zoom in here and have a look at, so this is the MRC bit here, and we can zoom and have a look at this. So now we've got all of that singing here. So say, for instance, I wanted to select everything and bounce in place all of this. Let's just call it that. That's fine. And we should get a nice bounced file down here. Now, I haven't done any processing on this, and that's besides the point because I'm not showing you processing today. I am showing you saving an Apple loop so you can access it at any time. Now, what apparently you have to do is, let's zoom out and zoom in to this one down here. You need to go to the marquee selection tool, which I've actually got on my command hotkey here, and then you need to select all the way up to, hang on, let's change it from snapping to bars instead of smart, and then we'll snap to the bars here. There we go. Roughly, does that seem right? No, that doesn't seem right. Hang on, something's not quite right with this. Now we've got something a little bit better. Okay, slightly off. Let me just go to a smart snapping again because I'm not sure how accurate this is. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like that. So it should be somewhere around there. Yeah, it should be around. Oh, so that is right. Yeah, okay. I thought that was wrong, but that's right. So bar snapping and marquee selection tool over here. And then we're chopping there, so delete. And then again, marquee selection to the bar. And again, this is a bit untidy. I can see a bit of old audio on the end there. But hopefully, if I just play this bit.
MRC! MRC!
Now, obviously, that's not a perfect loop. If I was doing this for real, I would definitely tighten that up and cut off the starting of .fm. But now, the way you can bring it in is you just drag it across to Apple Loops here, and it'll give you an option here. And you only get the loop option if you do the marquee delete, by the way. Otherwise, it'll be a one-shot, which doesn't retain tempo and key information. So you can save it as an Apple loop. You can put it wherever you want. You can call it MRC sung, like that. And you can categorize it as you want. Create. And then it should save there. And now if I search my Apple loops, MRC, oh, here's a loop I made earlier, by the way. But you can see, yeah, 4 beats, tempo 120 BPM, key of C. I'm not sure if the key is right there, so I don't know if maybe I need to go in and change that somehow. But now if I bring this back, well, first of all, you'll hear that loops eternally. So a great way to organize stuff that you're using all the time. Just going to stop that for a second. So yeah, if you've got like sonic logos and stuff you use all the time, say on your radio station, this is a really good way to do it. You can drag this over like this and drop it in, and then obviously do the old Apple loop thing out, so loop that around, which is great. But I did pop something together earlier, so let's just drag just a very basic synth and another sung vocal here that I can pop in here. Take that off solo and just a very basic
MRC!
Oh, hang on, we're snapping back there. Let's go over here. So
MRC!
So yeah, I mean, Apple Loops, really, really handy. Great way of organizing if you're using Logic. There you go. I just wanted to throw in a little bit of a Logic bombshell for any of the Logic users watching the stream today. But I hope you found this really handy today. We started off with some Adobe Audition hacks. Saving selection as is a great thing to remember to use in Adobe Audition. Also saving all your markers. If you've got a big voice session and you want to save out all the audio from there. The possibility of choosing between Dropbox and Google Drive. I found Google Drive and G Suite to be a no-brainer, but I didn't like the Google Drive app, so I opted to use InSync, which you can access at insynchq.com. I also touched on Amazon S3, Amazon Glacier, and the Music Radio Creative t-shirts that you can buy now at mrc.fm/t. t-shirt, which is very nice indeed. I talked a little bit about this service here for restreaming, mrc.fm/restream, if you want to create your own restreamed online video live cast across the internet on multiple different platforms. And I also threw in a great resource that Ule brought up, Ule from Norway. I just got the demo version of Audio Finder, which seems to be pretty good, and that is around $70 to buy, and it's got stuff like key and pitch and BPM and all that good stuff. So yeah, and it gives you metadata as well, so really, really good stuff for your audio if you like it. I have not got any more time to mention your comments, but I really do appreciate them, so thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat today. I'm very, very grateful to Scott Davis, who started the show today with a nice super chat on YouTube. I will be back tomorrow for another session with you, but in the meantime, do keep the conversation going at community.musicradiocreative.com.